Hi, Dr. Paul Haider here. Well, first of all, in the United States, it's Father's Day, and today we're having a bunch of people over, family and friends, and I'm cooking. But we would not have one true friend around if one miraculous miracle didn't happen. I have a good friend in California. Her name is Letha, and doctors told her that she had stage 4 liver disease. Stage 5, basically die. And he said, well, we can put you on steroids and keep you comfortable until the end. And she told me this, and I said, I don't think so. And so I said, have you been doing this, and this, stuff I knew about healing liver? And I said, we never give up. There's always hope. And so I said, once you come to New York, we'll pick you up at the airport. And so my wife and I flew to New York, and she flew there, and we got her there, and we stayed at a good friend's house, so it didn't cost her any money. And we went to see a good friend, Dr. Frank, and he was very excited and said, we can stop this and we can heal. Amazing thing about the liver is because it heals very easily, and it is amazing at regrowing itself and being able to regenerate. And so, lo and behold, he gave her a tea with 20 different herbs in it, and she started taking it. Tastes awful. Uh, and she got better. And then she went to see a naturopath in California, and he just put her on some ginger at the same time after her liver basically healed, and now totally fine. Now her liver is totally fine, and doctors, when they examine her, go, I don't know why you healed. I don't know. Well, I know why. It's about never giving up hope. There's hope out there for everyone and everything, and I really believe that with all my heart and soul. I've seen that these amazing miracles happen so many times that it's pretty uplifting to see these things, and you wonder what happened. People get hit in accidents and they survive. When you look at the car and you go, there's no way anybody could have gotten out of that car alive. And I tell you, uh, God is watching over us, and the archangels are watching over us: Gabriel, Raphael, Ariel, Michael. And every morning I ask that God allow the archangels to come and watch over my wife and I and our little dogs and our house, and take care of us, and keep us safe. And to know that we are blessed no matter what happens, and to understand that great things are going to be coming our way. And sometimes we have to understand that maybe it's the other side that's more important. We talk about heaven, and heaven is a very interesting place. A lot of people have come back. Jesus raised Lazarus from the being dead, and also many others. Sai Baba has raised a few, and on and on. There was a minister in England who raised about 18 people. It's not something new. Paramahansa Yogananda's teacher came back from death. It's not unusual. It's happened. And they talk about a very interesting place, a place of great peace, a great place of great bliss, overwhelming love, unconditional love. Unconditional love, people talk about that, but most people don't have an idea of feeling what that really is. We're loved because we are, just because we exist. And it permeates inside of you. If you ever done meditation, I've been doing meditation for 30 years now, and it's pretty amazing. I've had an experience of seeing that light, and that light comes into you, and you feel that great love that's there. And it's hard to describe. There are no words for it. And it's also like in another meditation I had where I was sitting on the beach in Monterey, California, and all of a sudden I was every grain of sand, every molecule of air in the sky, it was every molecule in the clouds, I was every molecule in the fish in the ocean, every molecule, the seagulls there, it was everything. It was all inclusive. I was that I am that I am. And that's exactly what a lot of people talk about on the other side of the veil in heaven. It talks about in the Bible, there are many, many mansions in my Father's house. And there are different levels also of this great expression of this consciousness that we have. And at the first level is, we see ourselves as our body. And because we have this connection to our body, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We kind of relate to our body a little too much, I think, because we forget, pardon me, that we are spirit, and spirit is the most important thing. But we also are here in this body to help other people who are suffering. So it's also about understanding that once we get to a certain level, we let go of that idea that we're this body, and all of a sudden we become pure consciousness, and we become that light and that love, which doesn't have a boundary to it. And in some of the uh, near-death experiences that we hear about, and people going to the other side, we actually see this type of thing. They talk about this type of thing, that they were not an embodiment of this body itself or what seemed like a body, but they were actually consciousness that was free floating. It was here and there and everywhere all at once, and you became omnipresent. Wouldn't that be great? Be omnipresent. So we become part of that greatness of the one. And if we think about, all of a sudden our consciousness brings up someone, all of a sudden they're there. If they're on the other side, or all of a sudden we're looking at them if we're on this material world. And as we gain in consciousness, the higher the vibration, the great changes happen. The closer we move to that light, the closer we move into that one consciousness of everything. And eventually, there's always that little bit of I am myself there, very little. But eventually, if we get to a certain point, we let go of that also. And then we become one with that amazing light, and we are one with one consciousness. As the burning bush said, I am that I am. And it just exists. I think, to sum it up, I think of one of the best things to explain it all was I did a breathing experiment back in college. I think I scared the heck out of my teacher, my professor. We were doing what I call now a spiritual breath work, or holotropic breath work. And it's just closing your eyes and breathing, breathe. First you think you're going to pass out, then you think you're going to get sick, and then all of a sudden you disappear and you actually dissociate from your body. And the first thing I saw was this huge oak tree with the roots going down to the ground, and the sun coming, a red sun, orange red sun coming up into the oak tree, and all of a sudden it turned into Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, everybody. And it was crying, and it looked like Jesus, but it was all these. I knew, I just felt that it was all these. It was the personification of all those who talked about love. And then all of a sudden I was looking upon a ethereal forest with these high spires of little mountains like in China, and little trees at the top, and there's fog. And all of a sudden I was looking at that reflection that was down in a creek. And then all of a sudden in the creek I saw the opening to a temple, and I came back up, and all of a sudden I was in front of the temple, and I saw this huge golden Buddha, and I said, what am I here for? And this huge light came and grabbed me and pulled me in. And it was saying, at the same time it was saying, "You're here to teach." And it was a big booming voice, "You're here to teach." And all of a sudden I opened my eyes, and I thought it had been, you know, 2 or 3 minutes, but actually it'd been about an hour. And I was in this experience, and I was shaking like this. And I asked my teacher, Frances, "Can you hold me for a second?" I don't think she was ready for that. Oh, vibrating. And I have to tell you, that experience changed my life forever. And that is exactly part of what we see on the other side of the veil. We are everything, we're everyone, we're all this one consciousness, which is everything. And it's pretty powerful. And if you've ever done anything like that, or something similar, or had something happen to you during meditation, in a powerful experience, some kind of spiritual experience, you know that that other side really does exist, and that you will get there when you get there, you know. But it also brings about a sense of peace. You're no longer afraid of moving to that other side. Yeah, a while back, I have an allergic reaction to a creaming agent, which is in a nut milk, and I thought I was going to die. I really did. My kidneys stopped working, everything, and I told my wife, "I think I'm going to die." But I wasn't afraid. I just said, "You know what? I've been trying to do my best to help people all the time I was here, and that's the only important thing." But then I figured it out. And all of a sudden, you know, Great Spirit came to me and said, "Oh, go look at this nut milk. I think you need to look at that." So I looked at this nut milk, and there was carrageenan in it. Oh, and I'm allergic to carrageenan, and it wasn't in there before. So all of a sudden oh, this is not good. So I removed that from my diet, and all of a sudden I got better. So it wasn't my time to pass over. So never be afraid. There is greatness waiting for us. We have a spiritual experience which is beyond words, which is going to be there for us when we arrive. But we all have a purpose right now. When we, on this day of thankfulness for fathers who also bring the seed to create the babies who are created every day and who create this world, we should be thankful. Thankful for this plane of existence, and thankful for that plane, which we will get to when we're ready. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you care to connect with me, down below is my contact information. Just click on Show More, and my email and phone number is there. And if you care to make a donation, that link is down below. And I want to thank you now for all those people who have made a donation in the past. And I hope you have a super wonderful Father's Day. I love you.